CTAs, ManyChat, and engagement all together. So that's what really changed and flipped Instagram for me big time. So what happened was, as a consumer, I started noticing that thing with the keywords that people would say X and I'll send you something. And I noticed how much I was actually opting for it, just commenting. Let's say collection and I'll send you a preview. Say hello if you want to be part of my newsletter and I'll send you the link. Things as such. It's like, oh, I'm really using that a lot. And then I asked someone that I knew that was using that platform, which is called ManyChat. And she just told me, I was like, oh, that's quite interesting. Started exploring and decided to start using it. And that has been absolutely life-changing for me. So the way that it works is a third-party platform connected with Instagram. So you can just download the app for your phone or do it on the computer. I personally prefer to do it on the computer since it gets a bit better in the screen. But once you download or you get the software, you link it with your Instagram account, and that will allow that platform to work through your Instagram. And the only automation that I use with ManyChat is the one that's the DM one. So I put a post, let's say I'm launching this course. Hey, if you want to know about my financing on Instagram, comment Instagram. And then that automation will be running, which I created inside of ManyChat. And inside of ManyChat, they're going to prompt you to use the platform. It's really simple. You have two options. One option is just a message and the link, or there is what is called an opening DM and the link. So it could look something like, hey, I saw that you comment Instagram on my post. Would you like me to send the link? And then there's a button that says, yes, please. The person clicks, yes, please. And then you can say, here is the link for my Instagram course. I'm sure you learn a lot about how to perform well and to engage on Instagram. And then the link. So that's just a simple way for you to understand. And then that link will take wherever you want. Often in my case, the way that it's structured the best for me is I have a page inside of my website, which often is a page to collect emails. And so the person gonna jump on my website, and then there will be that option, kind of a newsletter like, hey, do you want to know more about my course? Put your email, and then with the email they go for a specific page. On my website, I already have one open page for it, but in that way, what it does is that person showed interest on one of my offers. I got them to my website, they saw what I offer. I have an option to later on send them an email saying, hey, I saw that you were interested on my course. Here is the link in case you want to go and explore. So that really closes the loop. So everyone that's actually interested in your work, you can actually get in touch with them later because there is a link, there was an interest. And if people don't want to be there, they can just unsubscribe, which is a completely optional and easy and available option for them over there. So for me, once I started using ManyChat, it really changed everything. As you know, we spoke about having the link on the bio. That's really important because when people are looking for what you offer, are looking on how to get your work or your offers, they can also do this path themselves. But the big advantage with ManyChat, it does create engagement because then everyone is commenting on your post. And sometimes if you don't, like the whole idea, let's go back just a little bit. I didn't explain. So CTA is call to action. So that's a big way on creating engagement, whether you use ManyChat or not. So when you have a call to action, in a way, you're basically just inviting someone to take action on something. So I could just be saying like, I'm launching my new course and I'm really excited to put it out there, and stop there. I didn't invite anyone like to talk about it or to engage in any way. Whereas if I have a call to action, that could be, say, Instagram, and I'll send you more information. That could be an easy way for people to engage with my content. Or just say, what would you like to learn? So then I can make sure that is in the course, and then people could talk. So just think on how to really open that post and that conversation to have something back. That's the big thing with a call to action. It can be just an invitation for people to engage and to comment, or it can be the full cycle of having a ManyChat automation ready that will trigger once the person says that keyword, and then everything just loops. So for me, it was really simple, really life-changing, and to me, made a huge difference in engagement. And to, again, that whole thing that I spoke in the beginning of the course, making it easy for people to get your offer. That's the whole point, because when people see that, they don't need to leave. If they are scrolling, they don't need to get out of there to go to your page, to click on the link and off that. It will already be on their DMs. And then when they have the moment, or even on the very second right after, they can go on their DMs and do that whole link. And then it's easier for them as well to go back and find that link if they want later on. So to me, ManyChat has been a great tool and has been working like a treat into connecting with people. So keep that in mind, give that a go if you think that could work for you. It is a paid platform, but I don't think it's really expensive for the service that offers. And yet, it does require a little bit of an engineering on the sense of you need to have like the automation ready in order to say the keyword. So you just think before. In my case, I think I have running a few automations. One that's like, say, bold, or say color for color secrets, say roll for rolling pin. And I think and there's one recent one that I did for Toronto. Say Toronto if you want to know more about my masterclass in Canada. So at the moment I have those 3 running. It doesn't need to be too complex. Just make sure that you make what works for you. And you do not need to also collect emails and all of that. There are other automations where you can say to the person, drop your email and I'll send you X. I send you my catalog, I send you to my preview page, whatever that might be. But I just find that other one really simple, straightforward, and works for me. See what works for you, and I would recommend you to give it a go. Maybe that you are in the process of creating a collection and all of that. So keep all of that in your notebook or in mind, and when the time is right, you can then put it in practice and see how it goes. And to me, associating all those tools that we spoke about it, using Reels, put it on trials, and having the ManyChat automation is really a combination that is bulletproof to grow your account, to get visibility, to get like-minded, interested people to connect with you. So keep that in mind, see how you go, but CTAs can be used without the ManyChat to create engagement. And then, let me see here. So the other thing, building your email list that I just touched on it, is a really important way to not be so dependent on Instagram to be showing it to people that you are connecting to. Because as you know, the algorithm will change not just based on what you're offering, but based on the interest of the viewers. Just as an example, in my personal life, every time that I had a pregnancy and I'm looking at more pregnant content, everything just keeps popping like that. And then I get out of that cycle, I have my babies, the pregnancy is less interested to me, and other topics keep coming up. Most recently, I'm into surfing, and then now there's a lot of surfing content coming to my account because I'm interested on that. So because someone changed their interest a bit, it can be that your content then won't be sent to them via the algorithm, but they would still be interested in your work. It's just because they are in a different moment in their life. So just keep that in mind and think that building your email list can be a great way to connect with your public, your audience, through another angle as well, which can allow you to then go in a long form, or maybe like when you think a newsletter or sending an email, you can write more. When people are opening emails, if they are interested, they have more mind space for reading than what often is available in our minds when we are on social media. So let me see. So people often are like, oh, but isn't there automation code? Is like how you make it yourself. You just make sure that you put it in your tone, in your voice. It's really hard for us to be available, to be responding to DMs all the time. So I think the automation is a great way to expand our capacity and use the tools that are available with AI and all this capacity that is expanding now. So with that, we actually have more time to be with our practice and get creative and have ideas and get inspiration. So basically, like, the key thing is, like, doesn't mean that everyone that responds will be a buyer, but a percentage of that people have interest. And I personally am someone that I take a long time to commit to buying something. I bought many online courses. I bought many mentoring options from like growing people on different topics and other personal things. I do look at it a lot. I often, when someone does ManyChat, I do engage a lot before I actually buy. I am considered with everything that I'm buying. So to me, it does take time, but I know that's there. I get to know more once I have this chat that's a personal one. And the good thing as well with that is already an open space for someone to ask maybe that question that is holding them from stepping into committing to buy what you're offering. So I think that's a key thing. You already initiated a personal chat with someone and they can get back to you. So I hope that makes sense. And you can really look into the platform to expand your engagement, to expand your account. But don't get overwhelmed. If you want to tackle all the other things that we are running through first, please go for it. But it's something that honestly does not take more than 20 minutes to set up. And once it's there, it's running. So I hope that is clear. Think about that and think how you can approach it with your practice. And we also have more information on the workbook, like step by step, to also help you to implement that in your practice. So I'll see you in the next lesson.